Hi guys, Lewis here, and welcome to this week's episode of Piranha Bytes. So, the first issue I want to talk about, which I really enjoyed, otherwise I wouldn't make it the first, we've actually sold out of, so I don't have a copy in my hands for it. But I'm sure you've heard about it anyway, because they've been promoting it for months. Batman 1 Dark Knight, written and drawn by Jock. Really good first issue. I had reservations about it, because I'd never read Jock's writing. I know he's a decent artist, but the writing was a bit of an unknown quantity. But yeah, read it and really impressed. It's a bit reminiscent of the first arc of Snyder's All-Star Batman, but in my opinion done better, because it's just the whole, we've got to get you across such and such a space without dying. But in One Dark Knight it's more interesting because of the power's been shorted and everything. Candidate for the best art I've seen from him, actually. My favourite stuff I've seen personally was when he did Green Arrow Year 1 with Diggle, because I thought the colour palette kind of offset his gritty style quite nicely. But there's some really breathtaking splash pages and stuff that, even talking about it now, stick in my head. So if you've not already, definitely check that out. We'll be getting more copies in because I want everyone to read it. Next up, Avengers Forever #1. By Jason Aaron and Aaron Kuder. It's quite interesting. When I first picked it up, like the first few pages, you're instantly told you're in Earth 818 instead of 616, which makes a refreshing change of pace, I guess. And also, I didn't know this, some of you may have, but in that universe or that world or whatever you want to call it, Tony Stark is Ant-Man. So that's who you follow for most of the book. It's quite interesting seeing how the self-loathing attitude kind of sticks to the mantle of Ant-Man regardless of who's in it. I mean, I guess Tony Stark has that in him as well, but he normally overcomes it with his bravado and whatever else. So that was kind of a central theme of the book. And then the latter half was Robbie Reyes kicking ass and just being like, yeah, I'm the best. That was quite fun. So yeah, for you Avengers fans out there, there's a new #1 to hop on. Next up, Black Panther issue 2. If you enjoyed the first one, obviously check out the second one, by John Ridley, who's the writer of screenplay, 12 Years a Slave. And I've not checked that out yet, but yeah, if you like Black Panther, that's the only title out right now. New #1 from Dark Horse, Cloaked. I'll say this all the time because it's true. I've never heard the writer or artist, but give it a chance. Interesting enough, actually, I just got off reading The Authority yesterday, and that kind of looks reminiscent of Midnighter, so interesting. Next up, King Conan #1, another Jason Aaron book, but this time Mahmoud Asrar on the art. So if you're enjoying what he's already been doing on Conan, there's a separate book for you. Also, that brings me to my kind of From the Vault Golden Oldie, which is another thing I don't have, but it's so underrated. It's actually out of print, I think, but it's underrated, and I thought it deserves attention. And that's Jason Aaron's Punisher Max run. I know Ennis totally wrote the book on how to do Punisher, and it will never be bettered, but Jason Aaron does give him a run for his money. So if you've not checked that out and you're a big Punisher fan, see if you can get your hands on the Jason Aaron Punisher Max, because it's really worth your while. Especially the Kingpin stuff. Brutal. And you want that for Punisher. I do anyway. Next up, Wastelander's Hawkeye. So again, sticking in that kind of Old Man Logan universe. Ethan Sachs as well, who wrote Old Man Hawkeye itself anyway. That was kind of the book that woke me up to how good he is, and kind of pick up anything with his name on. And it'd be interesting to see him doing something that's not Star Wars, because that seems to be all he's been stuck on recently. So check that out if you're a fan of either Old Man Logan or Old Man Hawkeye. Next up, Miss Marvel Beyond the Limit, issue 1. So again, for those Kamala Khan fans, there's another book to get your hands on, because as popular as she is, or at least I think she is, given how much people like her, she doesn't have that many books or titles out, so nice opportunity to grab another one. Regarding the matter of Oswald's Body, issue 2, I've not had a chance to read this yet. I'm really excited for it, but I was kind of more intrigued by Batman, because I want more good Batman, always. But I really loved the #1. Added that to my pull list as soon as I could, so regarding the matter of Oswald's Body, check it out if you haven't already. Remender Rage's First Vengeance issue 3. And basically the same as what I just said last time. Haven't read it yet, but remember, more often than not he delivers. And I was a bit iffy on the first issue, so I need to catch up, but because of his pedigree, I'm sticking with it, because more often than not he'll reward you. Him and Grant Morrison are the two guys where I'd say, yeah, they're some of my favourite writers, even though they're pretty inconsistent. But on the chance that he gives you another Deadly Glass or another Fear Agent or something, you know, of that caliber. Hell, even a Death or Glory or something, I'm sticking along for the ride. Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, issue 2. The creative team did a great job with the first one. They just really stuck to the tone of the character, kind of fun-loving, light-hearted, tongue-in-cheek stuff, which basically Hawkeye has been ever since the Fraction run, regardless of what creative team has taken it over. So, yeah, I'd really recommend that if you like any of the Hawkeye stuff from that era or onwards, because it's just, it stands up with them. Even the latest one, the one that came out recently, Hawkeye Freefall by Matthew Rosenberg, it's, again, just consistently good stuff. So read that if you want some fun. New Burn issue 2. Just like the other indie books I just went through, I loved the issue 1. Was lucky enough to meet Jacob Phillips at Thought Bubble in Leeds, actually. He's a really nice guy. I got my copy signed and all that. So really invested in this book. And Chip Zdarsky, I may not have praised him enough in previous installments of this, because as much as I wax lyrical about Tom Taylor and Jeff Lemire, I'd also put him right up there with them. He's almost like Marvel's Tom Taylor, I guess. And I mean, I know Tom Taylor has done stuff at Marvel, but Chip Zdarsky has mainly done Marvel stuff with the occasional bit of DC and vice versa for Tom Taylor. So you've got two real powerhouses there, hopefully, because I'm still hoping we get an answer to the Jeff Johns and Bendis era. We need two guys to rise up like that again, because them guys at their peak were just unbelievable. And now we've got neither of them really putting out A, that much, and B, that much of quality, which is a bit sad to say. And then finally, would be me if I didn't talk about Lemire. Maze Book issue 4. Haven't read it yet, mainly because it would take me probably about 3 minutes to read. But it's always good, it always leaves me hanging, it always leaves me wanting more, so it always does the job. That's it from me for this week. As always, for a comprehensive list of everything that's out, check out Dave's newsletter, and that's me done. So I will see you guys next week. Oh, and also, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Piranha, white, white, white. Piranha, piranha, white, white, white. Piranha, 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 piranha.